Righty. Got my monster, got me frozen water, because I've got a big shift today, and now I don't have anywhere to put it. I love me a good coaster. touchofglass.co.uk. No, .uk.com. Really nice quality coasters. Now I have a wet crotch. Welcome back to Mr. Alright Movie Review and our Bond Rewind series. Today we are diving into The Spy Who Loved Me, Roger Moore's 1977 blockbuster as 007. With a chart-topping theme, an iconic metal-toothed villain, and 70s extravagance, this one's a fan favourite. But does it hold up? Let's unpack the spectacle, spies and sea bases in 5 minutes.
All those feathers and he still can't fly.
So, the film opens with Carly Simon's Nobody Does It Better, a silky, romantic ballad that hit number 2 in the US and number 7 in the UK chart, earning an Oscar nomination. Its lush melody and heartfelt lyrics perfectly capture the film's 70s blend of glamour and emotion, making it one of Bond's most iconic themes. It's a 70s classic, still a karaoke staple, setting a suave, soaring tone for Moore's grandest adventure yet, but nothing can compare to Live and Let Die, let's be real.
You ever got the feeling somebody doesn't like you?
Roger Moore is in top form as 007 in this film, leaning into his signature charm with effortless wit and polished swagger. In The Spy Who Loved Me, he's the ultimate gentleman spy, dishing quips, romancing allies and tackling global threats with a raised eyebrow. Moore's playful confidence shines in action, like the jaw-dropping ski jump escape and romantic scenes with Anya, making Roger Moore's Bond a 70s household icon.
Well, what can I say? I mean, he's always my Bond and the best Bond ever. I mean, he's just...
While lacking Connery's grit or Craig's depth, his light-hearted charisma hooked audiences in, cementing his era as peak campy fun. It's perfectly tailored for the decade's excess and need for escapism. Moore is joined by Barbara Bach as Anya Amasova, a fierce Soviet agent, adding brains and beauty. They're opposed by Richard Kiel as Jaws, the steel-toothed henchman who's a fan-favourite brute. Kurt Jürgens' Karl Stromberg is a megalomaniacal villain plotting underwater domination from his Atlantis sea base. But I must admit he is possibly the worst Bond villain I've ever seen.
You shot your boat, Stromberg. Now it's my turn.
What the hell is even that?
The plot follows Bond teaming with Anya to stop Stromberg's scheme to nuke the world and build an oceanic utopia. Gadgets dazzle with a submersible Lotus Esprit and a compact jet ski. The ski chase and submarine battles are pure spectacle. Fun fact, George was so popular in this film that he returned in Moonraker, thanks to the way they left his story unfinished in this film. One of the good things they did right. The Spy Who Loved Me elevates Moore's era from Live and Let Die's blaxploitation and The Man with the Golden Gun's quirks, embracing grand, globe-trotting spectacle. Stromberg's megalomaniacal plot and Jaws' larger-than-life presence set the tone for Moore's increasingly outlandish adventures. These flies are doing my knotting. I've opened the windows, tried to get them out. It refines his suave, campy Bond, moving further from Connery's grit towards escapism and fun, defining the 70s as Bond's flashiest decade before Dalton's darker pivot. And if you haven't seen my episodes on those, then check out the Bond Rewind playlist where you can catch up on all 13 previous episodes. The Spy Who Loved Me grossed $185 million on a $14 million budget, which is a massive hit for 1977, and it scored 82% from critics and 76% from audiences on Rotten Tomatoes. Lauded for Moore's charm, the underwater Lotus sequence and Jaws' minute, but it's criticised for a thin plot. and I'll unpack that in a second. But why not drop a like if you made it this far? It helps the channel massively. Fans call this Moore's peak, loving the over-top spectacle and Kylie Simon's theme. But yes, I said I'll unpack it. Where to begin with my thoughts? I love Jaws in this film. I think his towering metal mouth menace is pure fun, and he steals every scene that he's in.
Oddio, tutto distrutto!
The ski jump and Lotus submarine are iconic, and Moore's charm carries the vibe. The plot feels so thin, leaning way too hard on Jaws and Stromberg's over-the-top sea base for spectacle over substance. It's a blast, sure, but it lacks the depth of later Bonds. For example, Bond catches a boat ride out to the villain's base. Right, sorry about that. Camera fell over and I kind of lost where I was. So yeah, Bond catches a boat out to the villain's big base, his massive sea base he's planning to take underwater. And he's doing it with a false identity. But the villain, he knows who Bond is because he's been sending Jaws after him to kill him. So why would he just chat to him? Why wouldn't he kill him when he's surrounded in his base, or sink him on the boat ride back to shore? Instead, he sends Jaws after him purely to just purely for the Lotus chase, despite Jaws having failed to kill him, I think 3 or 4 times before. I was all for the fun of that chase, but the whole time they were driving, I was just sat there thinking how pointless. It was only when the Lotus dove off the pier into the water that you get a bit of a payoff, a bit of a dopamine hit. You can see how the people behind Eon began to write the story purely to show off the department that does the gadgets, the vehicles. It was very much written around the spectacle rather than writing a good story and fitting some awesome bits of equipment into it.
It's time we said goodbye to an uninvited guest.
And it does make me wonder, is this something that is going to plague Moore's later films? Yes, that's right. The man who is very much visibly wrinkled in the final scene, making out with Anya Amasova, he's got 4 more movies left. Barm it.
But James, what would our superiors say?
They're never going to know.
But I give this a 7.5 out of 10 for its bold energy, iconic villain, and at the end of the day, although I've moaned about it a bit, the plot is meant to be wild, right? I do think it's a lightweight story, and that's why it doesn't break the 8 mark for me. But is George your favourite henchman in Bond history? Yes, for me. Comment below and let me know. That's The Spy Who Loved Me Sunk. Next up is Moonraker, where the spectacle really takes off. Literally. If the Bond Rewind series has got you hooked, then smash like and subscribe for our 26 episode ranking, and binge my playlist at the description below. Thanks again for watching all the way to the end. You're doing me a huge favour for my engagement, so stay alright my friend, take care, and I will see you next time.